Welcome back to Horoscope TV.
Yes, glad to be here.
If you have the zodiac sign of Cancer, or, if there is a very important Cancer in your life, you really need to listen closely to what the sky is doing right now.
They really do.
We are looking at the exact period from August 10 to August 16.
Right, a very busy week.
And the reason you want to tune in for this specific week is because the astrological charts are showing a massive, undeniable shift in your personal power.
It is huge.
I mean, imagine someone handing a heavy, sharp sword to a person who usually prefers to handle things, like, quietly behind the scenes.
Yeah, that is a great image.
That is the kind of energy we are talking about. You are being handed the tools to make major life-altering changes to your money, your job, and how you value yourself.
But you have to know how to swing that sword without hurting yourself.
Exactly.
Looking closely at the astro data, I mean, the level of activity in the sky for Cancer is just intense.
Oh, it really is.
We are moving away from that gentle, cautious energy that you might be used to.
Right, the usual comfort zone.
Yeah, and stepping right into a period that demands action. The planets are stacking up in a way that forces you out of your shell.
So no hiding under the blanket this week.
None at all. There's no waiting for someone else to make the first move this week. You are the one driving the action.
Wow.
And the charts show that if you try to avoid this responsibility, the energy will just build up and cause a lot of frustration.
That idea of energy building up is exactly where we need to start, because on August 11, Mars moves right into Cancer.
Yes, it does.
And we know Mars brings action and heat.
Definitely.
But we also know Cancer operates on deep emotion and instinct. So when you drop that kind of fiery, aggressive planet into a sign that feels everything so deeply, it does not just quietly sit there.
Oh, not at all.
It completely changes the physical and emotional temperature of the room.
It changes everything about how you carry yourself. I mean, Mars is the planet that rules our survival instincts.
Right.
It rules our anger and our drive to just push forward. When it enters your sign, it is taking up residence in your first house.
And for those listening, the first house is what exactly?
It is the area of the chart that rules your physical body and your outward personality.
Okay, so it is very visible.
Extremely visible. You are going to feel an immediate, undeniable spike in your physical vitality.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you have been dragging your feet, sleeping past your alarm, or just feeling like you are walking through mud for the last few months.
Which a lot of people have been feeling, honestly.
Right. Well, August 11th breaks that spell entirely.
It sounds like putting a high-performance sports car engine into a very comfortable, reliable family van.
That is exactly what it is like.
Suddenly you have all the horsepower in the world, but if you do not know how to handle the steering, the whole frame is going to shake.
Yeah, it will rattle you.
You have this massive physical charge. But because you process everything through your emotions first, having that much heat in your body could easily turn into restlessness, right?
Even panic.
Right, panic if you do not burn it off properly. So could this sudden burst of intense energy actually make Cancers feel anxious or overwhelmed if they do not have a good place to put it?
The astro data clearly points to that exact risk.
Really?
Yeah, the heat of Mars mixing with your natural emotional waters creates a sort of pressure cooker effect.
Oh, a pressure cooker, yeah.
If you just sit at your desk or stay on the couch while Mars is pushing all this adrenaline through your system, that energy turns inward.
Which is never good.
No, it becomes anxiety. It becomes snapping at people you love over tiny, silly things.
Just because you are jumpy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only way to manage this transit is through deliberate physical effort. You have to give the body a job to do.
So we are not just talking about taking a nice, gentle evening walk here.
No, you need more than that.
We are talking about needing to actually sweat,
Right.
to lift something heavy, to run until you are tired.
Yes, you need to exert yourself.
You have to give that sports car engine an open road to drive on, or it is going to tear up the garage.
That is exactly it.
But how does someone balance that intense physical demand with the fact that they are still fundamentally a very sensitive person?
That is the big challenge.
I mean, you cannot just run at maximum speed 24 hours a day.
No, you cannot. You balance it by being just as disciplined about your rest as you are about your activity.
Oh, that makes sense.
The charts show that the physical push needs a counterweight. If you are doing intense workouts to burn off the Mars heat, you also need to schedule quiet time.
Like actual blocked out quiet time.
Yes, you need to stretch, sit in silence, and let your nervous system calm down. You have to protect your emotional core while you are building this new physical strength.
So balance the gym with some gentle yoga or meditation.
Exactly. If you ignore the quiet moments, the Mars energy will burn you out completely before the week is even over.
And that physical preparation is going to be absolutely necessary because the universe is not just giving you this energy for no reason.
No, it has a purpose.
You need that strength because the very next day, on August 12th, the sky is demanding a total teardown and rebuild of your financial life.
Yeah, a massive financial shift.
We are looking at a new moon and a solar eclipse in Leo, which sits perfectly in your money zone.
And a solar eclipse in the second house of income and self-worth is one of the most powerful financial markers we can see in the astro data.
Okay, wait, slow down. The second house.
Yes, the second house represents what you own, how you earn money, and how you value yourself.
Got it.
And eclipses are not just regular moon phases. They act as a sweeping mechanism,
Like a broom.
more like a heavy-duty vacuum. They clear out whatever is weak, outdated, or no longer serving your growth, and they force a new path open.
I want to push back on that a little bit because people hear solar eclipse and they think of chaos.
Sure they do.
Eclipses are known for being wild cards. They bring sudden endings and weird plot twists. How does a chaotic, sweeping event like that actually help you build a stable foundation for your money? It sounds more like an earthquake than a construction project.
Well, it is an earthquake, but it is an earthquake that targets a house built on bad soil.
Oh, I like that.
You cannot build true wealth if you are undervaluing your time, or staying in a job that underpays you,
Right.
or clinging to a side hustle that just completely drains your spirit. The chaos of the eclipse is actually the clearing of the plot.
So getting rid of the junk.
Exactly. You might lose a client, or a source of income might suddenly dry up. And in the moment, that feels absolutely terrifying.
I mean, of course it does. Losing income is scary.
It is. But when we analyze the charts, they show that this clearing is happening strictly to make room for something that matches your true worth.
So it is like discovering that the foundation of your house has gold buried under it.
Yes.
But you have to rip up the old comfortable floorboards to get to it. The process is messy and loud, but the result is that you are infinitely richer.
That is a brilliant way to put it.
So what does that actually look like for someone going to work this week? Are these financial changes usually total surprises out of nowhere? Or are they the final result of things the listener has been working toward for a long time?
It is usually a bit of both, but it feels sudden. It looks like finally having the courage, thanks to that Mars energy we just talked about, to walk into a boss's office and demand what you're worth.
Oh, wow. So Mars is helping with the eclipse.
Exactly. Or it looks like looking at your bank statements and realizing you needed to completely change how you handle your debt.
Right. Waking up to the reality of it.
Yeah. And remember, Leo is a very proud, confident sign. With the eclipse happening in Leo, the universe is injecting that pride directly into your bank account.
Wow.
It forces you to stop accepting less than you deserve.
And the timing of this is wild because you have this eclipse clearing the old ground on the 12th.
Right.
And then just 3 days later, on August 15, Mercury meets up with Jupiter in that exact same financial sector.
Yes, the timing is incredible.
It is like the universe clears the plot on Monday, and by Thursday, the construction crew shows up with $1 million budget.
That is exactly how the transits are flowing.
Yeah.
I mean, Mercury rules the speed of our thoughts, the messages we receive, and the contracts we sign.
Okay.
And Jupiter's the great expander. It brings luck, growth, and abundance.
So putting them together is good news.
Amazing news. When Mercury and Jupiter join forces in your money zone, your ability to attract wealth through communication goes through the roof.
So if you tore up the floorboards on the 12th, the 15th is the day you actually pull the gold out.
Exactly.
This is the day you get the email saying you got the promotion or you sign the paperwork for a new business.
Yes. Or a client finally agrees to your new higher rates.
That is amazing.
The astro data points to August 15th as a day where your words have financial magic to them. You should be pitching your biggest ideas.
So do not play it small.
Do not play it small. You should be negotiating. Jupiter wants you to think larger than you usually do, and Mercury gives you the exact right words to sell that vision to whoever's listening.
But wait, I am looking at the interaction between these planets, and I see a huge trap here.
No.
We have Jupiter sitting in the money zone saying, let's grow your wealth, let's build an empire.
Right?
But back in your first house, you still have Mars driving your physical body and your impulses saying, I have all this energy, let's go do something right now.
Yes, that is a very real conflict.
Right. So does that turn into a situation where you get a bonus at work on the 15th, and by the 16th, you have spent all of it on things you do not need, just because Mars wants the thrill of the action?
That is the exact tension the charts are warning us about.
Mm-hmm.
Mars in the first house wants immediate gratification.
It wants it right now.
It wants to feel powerful right now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jupiter in the second house is trying to build lasting security.
Okay, so it is a total tug of war.
It is. If you are not paying attention, you will use the Jupiter luck to secure a huge win, and then use the Mars impulse to swipe your credit card until that win is completely gone.
Oh, that sounds so painful. How do you stop that?
It is tough.
Because telling someone with Mars in their sign to just be calm and save money is like telling a fire not to burn.
Exactly. And you do not tell the fire to stop burning.
Right.
You direct the flames where you want them to go. You have to give Mars a job that does not involve your wallet.
Okay, how do you do that?
If you feel that sudden burning urge to buy a new car or splurge on an expensive vacation just because you are feeling good, recognize that it's just Mars being restless.
So take a breath.
Yes, and take that same aggressive energy and point it at a project at work. Go to the gym and lift weights.
Burn it off physically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Channel the impulse into taking on a leadership role rather than taking on new debt. Let Jupiter handle the money and let Mars handle the physical drive.
Point the cannon at your career, not at the checkout line.
That is a great rule to follow this week.
I think that is brilliant. But let's shift gears, because with all this focus on your career, your money, and your physical energy, your personal life is taking a very different kind of hit.
It really is. The personal side is complicated.
We need to look at what is happening with love and relationships starting back on August 10th, right before Mars even enters your sign.
Yes, August 10th is a very tricky day in the charts.
Very tricky.
Venus, which is the planet of love and attachment, is moving into a direct opposition with Neptune, the planet of illusions, dreams, and fog.
When you put the planet of love across from the planet of illusions, you get a mirage.
Yes, exactly.
You start seeing water in the desert where there is only sand.
That is the perfect way to understand it.
Right.
Neptune creates a smokescreen. When Venus opposes it, you completely lose your ability to see your relationships clearly.
So you are basically flying blind.
Yes. You might look at someone who is treating you poorly and invent a whole story in your head about how they are just misunderstood and they really love you.
Oh, the classic rose-colored glasses.
Exactly. Or, conversely, you might look at a perfectly healthy relationship and imagine terrible problems that do not actually exist.
Oh, wow. So it goes both ways.
It does. Your internal radar is just broken on August 10th.
And this is where the timeline becomes downright dangerous.
Yes.
You have this fog, this complete inability to see the truth on the 10th. And then the very next morning on the 11th, Mars crashes into your sign and hands you that heavy sword we talked about.
The timing is very intense.
Right. Mars makes you bold, aggressive, and ready to fight. If you are still operating under the illusions from the day before, you are going to charge into battle over something that is completely fake.
You are looking at a classic astrological setup for a massive, unnecessary argument.
Just a huge fight over nothing.
Yes. The charts show that on the 11th, you will feel an overwhelming urge to speak your mind, to lay down the law, and to defend yourself.
Because of Mars.
Exactly. But because the Neptune fog is still lingering, you might attack your partner for something they did not even do, based entirely on a feeling you imagine.
Oh, that is so dangerous.
Or you might boldly declare your love for someone who is completely wrong for you.
If we are super confused on the 10th, isn't it a little dangerous that Mars makes us so bold and aggressive on the 11th? Could we end up starting a huge fight over a total misunderstanding?
That is the exact danger I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It is highly likely if you are not careful.
So what is the strategy here? If you know the fog is there on Monday and the heat is there on Tuesday, how do you avoid burning down your own house?
You wait.
Just wait.
You wait. You observe your feelings, but you do not act on them immediately. The astro data tells us that the sweet spot for communication does not arrive until August 13th.
Okay, what happens on the 13th?
On the 13th, Mercury forms a very smooth, supportive angle to Venus.
So by the 13th, the planet of talking and the planet of loving are finally on the same page.
Yes.
And the Neptune fog has blown away.
Exactly. On August 13th, you can actually trust your words and your feelings again.
That is a relief.
If you still feel the need to have a serious conversation or address a problem, do it then. You will have the Mars courage to speak clearly, but you will also have the Mercury clarity to listen without jumping to wild conclusions.
That need for clarity is going to make it very obvious who is actually on your team this week and who is just adding to the
Oh,
noise.
absolutely. People will show their true colors.
When you have this much internal pressure from Mars and this much external pressure from the eclipse, the people around you are going to react in very different ways.
Very different.
Let's look at how the different signs handle this energy, starting with the absolute best person you can have in your corner right now, which is Scorpio.
Yes. Scorpio is going to be your anchor this week.
Really?
They're going to understand exactly what you were going through without you even having to explain it.
Why Scorpio? I know they are a water sign like Cancer, so they share that emotional language, but what makes them so perfectly aligned with this specific chaos?
It is the way they react to power. When Mars enters your sign and gives you that sudden, aggressive push to take charge of your life, a lot of people might be intimidated by your new attitude.
Because they're used to Cancer being quiet.
Right. But Scorpio respects strength. They thrive in moments of transformation.
Oh, that makes sense.
Furthermore, on that very tricky day of August 10th, when Venus is opposing Neptune, Venus is also forming a beautiful, supportive trine to Pluto.
And Pluto is important here because...
Pluto is the planet that rules Scorpio.
Oh. So while everyone else is lost in the fog, the planet of love is throwing a direct lifeline to Scorpio's ruling planet.
Exactly.
It is like they have a compass that points straight to the truth of what you are feeling.
You do. They can see right through the Neptune illusion. When the eclipse happens on the 12th and you're tearing up the floorboards of your financial life, Scorpio is the one handing you the crowbar.
I love that. They're like a fiercely loyal bodyguard.
They really are. They are not afraid of the mess. The charts indicate that your conversations with the Scorpio this week will build a level of trust that you can rely on for years to come.
That is the friend you want in the trenches with you. But on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have a sign that is going to drive you absolutely up the wall this week.
Yes, we have to talk about Libra.
We have to talk about Libra. Why is the friction with Libra so bad right now?
The clash with Libra comes down to a complete mismatch of basic needs.
Okay.
You have Mars in your sign, making you fiercely protective of your personal space, your energy, and your inner circle. You are dealing with massive, heavy themes regarding your worth and your survival.
Right. Very serious stuff.
Libra, on the other hand, is heavily influenced by that Venus-Neptune opposition because Venus is actually traveling through the sign of Libra right now.
Oh, wow. So Libra is the one wearing the blindfold in the fog.
Yes, they are feeling the confusion of Neptune directly. Because of this, Libra's energy is going to be incredibly scattered.
So they are all over the place.
They'll be focused on superficial things, wanting to keep everything light, breezy, and social, purely to avoid dealing with the heavy fog they are feeling.
So you are sitting at home processing the fact that you just realized you need to change your entire career path, and Libra is texting you, asking why you have not RSVP'd to a party.
Exactly.
Or they are flaking on plans because they double booked themselves. It is going to feel like they do not care about anything real.
And to them, you are going to seem incredibly harsh and demanding.
Oh, because I have the Mars energy.
Right. When the moon actually moves into the sign of Libra on August 15th, that friction peaks.
What does the Libra moon do?
The Libra moon wants harmony, social grace, and pleasant distractions. You, with your Mars energy and your post-eclipse exhaustion, just want quiet, deep loyalty and zero small talk.
It is like you are speaking two completely different languages.
You really are.
Is the problem with Libra just bad timing this week? Or do the charts show that they fundamentally do not value the deep feelings we need right now? I mean, if I am dealing with all this heavy stuff and a friend is just blowing me off for a party, it is hard not to take that personally.
I know, but try not to take it personally because
Yeah.
when we analyze the charts, they show it is a structural disconnect, not a malicious one.
Okay, so they aren't trying to be mean.
No, not at all. Water signs, like you and Scorpio, process massive changes by diving deep into the emotion of it.
Right.
Air signs, like Libra, process discomfort by seeking out new ideas, talking to many different people, and keeping the energy moving.
So they distract themselves.
Exactly. They literally cannot provide the grounded, heavy emotional safety you want right now because their own ruling planet is currently lost in the Neptune fog.
Wow. Okay.
They're doing the best they can with the scattered energy they have.
So the best advice is to lean on your Scorpios for the heavy lifting and just let the Libras flutter around and do their own thing until the sky clears up.
Yes, give them space.
Do not try to force them to sit in the trenches with you because they will just complain about the mud.
That is a perfect way to summarize it.
I love that. So knowing who to keep close and who to give space to, Let's look at the specific practical tools the universe is handing them. We always look at the numbers, dates, and colors that resonate with the planetary math of the week.
Yes, these are markers that can help ground you when the energy gets chaotic.
Let's start with the days. What are the best dates for Cancer this week?
The charts point to August 10th and August 11th as your most powerful dates.
Okay, stop right there because we just spent a lot of time talking about how dangerous those 2 days are.
I know, it sounds crazy.
You said August 10th is the day Venus opposes Neptune, creating a massive fog of illusions and mirages.
I did.
And you said August 11 is the day Mars makes you aggressive and prone to fighting over those illusions. Why is August 10th a best date if Neptune is making everything foggy?
Let me analyze why the charts frame this as a positive.
Okay, I am listening.
It comes down to the difference between comfort and progress. A foggy day that forces you to realize your map is wrong is much more valuable than a sunny day where you walk in the wrong direction.
Oh, that is fascinating. Is it because facing that confusion actually helps us grow? So the illusion breaking is the gift.
Exactly. On August 10th, the illusion gets so big and so ridiculous that you finally see it for what it is.
So the bubble bursts.
Yes. If you have been lying to yourself about a relationship or about how people treat you at work, the Neptune opposition pushes that lie right to the surface.
Wow.
It is uncomfortable, yes, but it is incredibly lucky because it stops you from wasting any more time.
It is the day the alarm clock goes off. It is loud and annoying, but it wakes you up.
And that leads perfectly into August 11. When Mars enters your sign on the 11th, you now have the sheer brute strength to do something about the truth you uncovered on the 10th.
Oh, I see the connection now.
Without the fog of the 10th, you would not know where to swing the sword on the 11th. Those 2 days give you the vision and the power to change your life. That is why they are the best dates.
That makes perfect sense. The best days are the days you actually make progress, not just the days you sit around feeling relaxed.
Exactly right.
All right, let's look at the numbers. What numbers should Cancers be watching for?
The numbers showing up in the astro data for you this week are 4, 7, 16, 25, 31, and 44.
There is a very specific pattern there. We have the 4s and the 7s dominating that list. Why those numbers?
We could break down the math behind this quite simply.
Right.
The number 4 and numbers that reduce to it like 31 represent structure, foundation, and walls.
Like the 4 corners of the house.
Exactly. Because you're dealing with a massive solar eclipse in your money zone, your entire focus is on rebuilding your foundation.
Right, the eclipse on the 12th.
The universe is highlighting the number 4 to remind you to build things that last.
And what about the 7s? We have 7, and then 16, which is 1 plus 6 equals 7, and 25, which is 2 plus 5 equals 7.
The number 7 in astrological math is tied heavily to Neptune and to deep spiritual intuition.
Oh, wow.
It is the number of piercing through the veil. Because you are dealing with the Neptune fog early in the week, the number 7 acts as a reminder to trust your gut instinct, not just what your eyes are seeing.
That is so cool.
The combination of 4s and 7s is the universe telling you to use your deep intuition to build a solid, real-world foundation.
I love how the numbers are actually a map of the week's energy. Pay attention to those numbers if you were signing contracts on the 15th with that Jupiter luck, or if you were trying to figure out a messy relationship on the 10th.
Yes, keep them in mind.
And finally, we have a color of the week. What color should Cancers keep around them?
The color of the week is silver.
Silver. It is reflective, it is cool, and it feels very calming. How does that help with all this fiery Mars energy?
Silver is fundamentally tied to the moon, which is your ruling planet.
Oh, of course.
While the sun is gold and loud, the moon is silver and quiet. When you wear silver jewelry or keep a piece of silver on your desk, it acts as a grounding wire for all the electricity running through your chart this week.
So when Mars is making you feel hot and aggressive, or the eclipse is making you feel like your world is shaking, looking at the color silver reminds you of who you really are.
Exactly.
You are the moon. You are intuitive, deep, and steady.
It reflects the chaos away from you. It reminds you that even when you are wielding the sword of Mars, you do not have to lose your sensitive, caring nature. You are just protecting it.
That is a stunning image. You are walking through fire this week, but you are carrying the cool, reflective energy of the moon with you.
It really is a beautiful balance.
Looking at the sheer scale of what is happening, the physical drive of Mars, the total financial reset of the eclipse, the lucky break from Jupiter, and the painful but necessary truth about your relationships, you are stepping onto a completely new playing field.
A completely new reality, really.
The astro data shows that the sky has cleared the old ground and handed you the tools to build whatever you want.
The tools are in your hands this week. The charts can only point the way. The action is entirely up to you.
The question you have to ask yourself is, are you going to use that sword to fiercely protect your old, comfortable habits? Or are you brave enough to carve out the new path you actually deserve?
That is the ultimate question for Cancer this week.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode on Horoscope TV. We love analyzing the charts for you and helping you navigate the stars.
Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified the exact moment the next episode is available.
Stay brave, Cancer, and we will see you next time.